I didn't start using AI thinking it was dangerous. Could it help me create my imagination and make it into a photo reference? As someone who struggles to paint purely from imagination, I thought it can help me in that way to create reference photos for my paintings. But as I kept on using it, I heard a lot of backlash that it was stealing from artists and replacing creativity. And honestly, I'm a little bit torn, but I do feel like this is not going anywhere. It's gonna be here to stay. So I would rather want to have control of this by being able to use it for my advantage, but also AI cannot replace my experience. They cannot experience things like we do. And I think that's where art can be really connected with. Like, we can connect as humans to the art because we see the experiences that this person has lived. So in my opinion, I want to be able to work with it. In today's video, I want to share how I have used MidJourney and how it's not quite perfect, and also how it seems simple, but actually it could be quite challenging to create what you want to create out of it. For those who don't know, AI-generated art tools like MidJourney, DALL-E, and Stable Diffusion work by generating images based on text prompts. They don't think or create like humans do. Instead, they've been trained on massive amounts of existing images and use algorithms to predict what new image should look like. Imagine feeding an AI millions of paintings, photographs, and illustrations. Over time, it learns patterns, how light falls on a face, how colors blend, what different art styles look like. So when you type a prompt like "old man in a kimono, Matthew Barney style," the AI isn't creating from scratch. It's pulling from learned data to generate something that fits the description. MidJourney was created by David Holtz, an independent research lab founder, and launched in 2022. DALL-E, on the other hand, comes from OpenAI, the same people behind ChatGPT. And Stable Diffusion, that one's an open source project, meaning anyone can use or modify it. Sounds cool, right? But this is where the controversy begins. Many of these AI models were trained using existing artworks, many of which were copyrighted without the artist's consent. That's why you've probably seen artists online saying AI is stealing their work. It's really a messy, unresolved debate. Some see AI as a new creative tool, others see it as a threat. Okay, so now let's get into how I use this MidJourney. I want to show you what it looks like on MidJourney. So this is when I started using MidJourney. It's back in 2023 and now it's 2025. But anyhow, I want to share with you a couple of the photo reference that my paintings were created from. So here, I said, "Old man surrounded by ikebana with white background, Matthew Barney style." I put that in, and that seems to work for me because Matthew Barney is one of the artists that I've loved since maybe middle school. I just love his stuff, so when I put that in, it seems to work. So if you have some artists that you love, put that name in. I even put Alexander McQueen style because I love his clothes. So yeah, that's how I kind of get the stuff I want. And this one just hit me. Look at that. That one on the left, that's what I painted from. And it took me a while because I was just like trying to create other things. "Old man looking forward, surrounded by ikebana with dark background, Matthew Barney style," and so forth. So I'm trying to test it, see what comes out of it. It kind of created some other images, which I was like, I'm not too sure about. And I have some other projects, ongoing projects here, which none of them turned right for me. But so this is Matthew Barney. You might be like, what the hell? but I just love his work. He was married to Bjork, actually. They divorced, which is sad. But anyways, that's for another video. But yeah, so I love his artwork. He graduated from Yale University. I believe he was like a plastic surgeon or something. So he's really smart. That created other images that I loved, but I'm going down to share with you. Like, it took me time until I was like, nah, I think I'll go with that. Because at one point I was like, wait, I could make it into a woman, you know? who's surrounded by this ikebana thing, but I was just like, no, I really like the guy, the old man in the kimono. It just spoke to me the most, and I have no idea why. But eventually, as I was painting it, I kind of thought, this is exactly what I would have wanted to be. Like, I wanted to be born as a man. And if so, because I kind of grew up in Japan, I think if I were a guy, I probably stayed in Japan. Like, just my thought. And I'll look like that maybe. But anyways, so I've uploaded my son's painting here that I did. And let's see if MidJourney does a good job of trying to create something like that, because I wanted like other ideas, like composition wise, I wasn't too sure if it was working or not. So I wrote the same boy running in shorts, cobalt turquoise and dark indigo, Gustav Klimt painting, because I love Gustav Klimt style paintings. But yeah, it didn't turn out as good. So I tried it again. It didn't turn out like the way I wanted. I tried it again. It didn't quite turn out the way I wanted. I believe my painting is better, but it might be subjective. So let's see. So I tried again. Nothing quite worked. And then I tried another painting of mine of my son. I've uploaded it. And don't worry, I know you might think like, hey, don't do that because they're going to steal your work. Well, my work is already on the internet, online. They can take it if they want to. So that I'm not really bothered by anymore at this point. Because for me, I believe experiences and what we try to communicate through our experiences onto whatever medium we use, that's like the bit that MidJourney can't do. This beautiful boy with blue eyes, hands over mouth, photorealistic. I thought that was kind of nice, but I mean, I don't know. I was like, good idea, but I didn't use it after all. So let's look at the stuff that I did use. So I came back to this old man looking forward, surrounded by ikebana with dark background, Matthew Barney style again. And I, try to make it more like high resolution, and it became pretty good. So I went with this, and this is what I created with my painting. Obviously, it's not photorealistic or anything, but I just loved it regardless of what I've created at the end. And these cinematics scene a baby with worried expression wearing an astronaut helmet with a reflection of earth and womb. This one, I just love it so much. I made like a series of like different phases in my life, like how I kind of want to paint it like. And this is the series of that painting, which I think I'll do in 2026, because right now I'm working on Masters Reimagined portraits, which one of them was John Singer Sargent, and I created Botticelli's one as well. And this year it's going to be once a month, so I'm not going to be creating this, but this is my future series that I'll be painting. And I think I ended up with choosing that one. I just thought that was so cute. So I'm going to be using that for my project. But anyhow, no, that wasn't it. It was this one. Yeah, it was this one. I thought that was cuter. And I made more to do like different phases of my life. I like this Joan of Arc. I try to recreate images of Joan of Arc in Japan kind of thing, because that's how I felt like when I was almost teens kind of era. So I really liked how this was kind of coming along, Joan of Arc in Japan, and because I grew up in Osaka, so yeah. And eventually I was like, this one, I really like this. So this one I turned into a painting, and you could see it there. I really love it. I think I like mine more than this one, how it turned out. So MidJourney has helped me quite a lot. This is the next phase of my life. But anyways, I think I thought, okay, I'm gonna recreate it with this one. I really like it. So I'm just trying to recreate good reference photos for my future paintings. Let's look at other ones that I've created from. Okay, so I haven't created a video about this. This is one of my favorite paintings ever that I've done so far. This is the image that I've used. It's Ophelia, kind of drowning. And I saved this photo in my folder for me to work on like later on. And this was created back in 2023, September. But I believe it was only Like the next year, 24, when something happened between me and my friend. I've created a podcast about this so you can listen to it. But yeah, short story, she lost her sister and I was like, I have to paint that. I have to paint that Ophelia because how it was connected to the story. So I painted it and it's one of my favorite paintings ever that I've done. So yeah, that one turned out really good. I just love it. So this is the photo reference that I used for that. And I think my painting is better than that. It's not photorealistic, the ones that I paint. What else did I paint? Let's see. It's kind of fun looking back what I've created before. Let's see. So I have created a painting somewhat similar to this. I was trying to create sea goddess kind of thing. So I've used her crown to create a painting. I didn't use the face, I don't think, if I can recall. Like, I've created a lot of images, as you can see. It's crazy how much I've created, but the ones I do use, it doesn't happen all the time. You really have to create quite a lot for these. I really love these two photos that were actual photos from Pinterest. So I've tried to recreate something and this is what I got and I quite liked it. So I've created an artwork with that. I'm just gonna save it. I have chosen to use this one, which I've created as well, which I love. I use garnet, like from the Prima Tech series, and I love it. And I've used this as well. I've used this one as well, made him turn into like a bit of a snaky feel. So yeah, those were quite fun. I joined this artist community on Instagram that happens every once a year called Advent in a Bottle. And I decided to do Perchta, who's like a German folklore witch that comes out around Christmas. I was looking for a good image for that. And this is one of the paintings that I did, which I didn't quite like. I don't think mine's turned out. I think it's more to do with like the white. If there's too many white, it's quite difficult to capture in like watercolor. I think eventually I created another one for my final project. I wonder where it is. I can't seem to find it. I did create quite a lot. See, it's not that easy. You have to really create quite a lot until like something nails it, you know? I'm going back and forth. Oh, Joan of Arc. I've created one from this as well. And one of my favorite, Joan of Arc and Shields close-up cinematic scene, Matthew Barney style. So that one was really good. Here it is. So eventually I created one from this. And that went for my Instagram art community, Advent in a Bottle for 2023. Because I did join in for 2024 as well. This was the one I did for 2024. Okay, so here I was looking for a realistic photo image of Sen and Haku from the Ghibli movie called Spirited Away. And I wanted to create like a realistic one-ish, reimagined kind of thing. And so I think eventually I didn't like a lot of them. It was just too much fantasy kind of feel going on. So eventually what I used was, I'm getting closer. I'm still working on it. And I'm getting closer here. I was like, yes, that is getting closer. So I used Iris Van Herpen style. Iris Van Herpen, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's like the clothing that I really love. Chihiro, 8 years old, Japanese girl and beautiful white dragon, Haku close-up. So it's kind of getting closer here. And finally, I nailed it. This one. So this is where I got my photo reference for the final painting. Ludwig II. When I left Munich, Germany, I was like, I want to paint him. So I was trying to recreate him, but nothing quite worked. But I got some ideas from here because I was like, okay, that kind of looks nice and so forth. But yeah, nothing kind of works. So what I mean, look at this. It's crazy. Like, what the hell? And so eventually what I did was I created my own photo reference from what is there and just cropped it all up in Photoshop and used that instead. Looking into Medusa here for ideas.
but nothing quite worked for me, so I ended up not using any of them. I created the stag painting as well, so I was looking for a photo reference, but nothing really worked. It just looked really ugly. This one was for John Singer Sargent's painting. I tried to recreate him, but nothing worked. And again, the Three Graces, but nothing works. So sometimes it just doesn't work. But let me just share with you how you can use this. So MidJourney, you have to get a Discord account. And basically once you get that, you go Imagine, and then you select on prompt, and then you write your prompt. The ones that I really love is cinematic scene. Let's say, what kind of clothing do you like? Or what kind of feel do you like? So I like Matthew Barney, so Matthew Barney style. A girl, close up, full of emotions, beautiful, or something like that. Let's see how that goes. And I also sometimes put in AR. I think it was AR. Yeah, AR 3x4 kind of thing. When you want a specific ratio for it, for painting, I would need like this size. Then I go for that ratio, I'll put it in. Let's see what it comes out as. Looks nice. So it's really fun to play around with. Sometimes it takes ages, like you've seen here, like until you get the perfect reference. I really like that one with the roses. Okay, I'm gonna save that. So you can even, what you can do is you can upgrade was it? The U1, 2, 3. So that's U3. You can upgrade by pressing U3, or you can change 1, 2, 3, the third version to create different versions. It's V3. So I'll go U3 and I'll hit V3 as well. So that's it. And yeah, let's see what U3 can create. So it's creating different versions here. I'm gonna save that. I really like that. And then you can look at other versions, see if you like anything of it. The faces can slightly change, as well as like how the composition looks like too. I like number 1, I think, the most. Her facial expression, I like it more there. Yeah, so that's how you can use it. I hope you got something out of that.
So that's how I use MidJourney. It's a tool that helps me generate ideas and create reference photo. But as you've seen, it's not always perfect. It takes time, tweaking, and sometimes you don't even get the reference photo that you really want, and you'll have to look elsewhere. And that brings me to the bigger question. What does AI mean for artists? Should we embrace it or reject it? MidJourney helps me create reference photos. It's not a replacement for my art, but a tool to refine my ideas. Do I feel bad that AI was trained on artists' work without consent? Yes. But I also believe that artists don't need to feel threatened. No matter how advanced AI gets, it can't replicate the depth of our experiences, our real experiences, the craftsmanship, or the personal choices that make an artist's work unique. In fact, I think this makes human-made art even more valuable. People will always recognize the difference between something generated in seconds and something created with skill and emotions. I'm pretty sure that people will go against what I say, and it is your opinion, but this is just mine. What do you think?